Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm delighted to have you all here. It's really a great crowd, and I recognize some faces. This is called Intimacy and Intuition, Making the Magical Connection. Intuition is all about that higher truth, okay? I would say that when we are intuitive, we're not just tapping into like a subconscious, we're tapping into a superconscious. We are tapping into our higher state, a better us, a deeper us, all right? Another thing that's similar between intuition and intimacy is the word trust. To be very intuitive, you have to trust the information that you're getting, even if it doesn't seem logical. And certainly in an intimate relationship, there has to be trust. All right? Not too long ago, I had a moment of intuition. Call it psychic, call it intuition. And I had to trust it because logic went out the window. I was late at night. Well, not too late, but it was dark outside. I was leaving my office, and I was parked in the back of the building. There were no other cars except mine, but happened to be right next to me a truck, large truck. Nobody was in it. Got in my car, turned the engine on, turned the headlights on, started to back out, looked in my rearview mirror, and I saw about 200 feet away from me another car moving in the opposite direction away from me. And as I was continuing to back out, this voice in my head says, "Stop! That car is going to hit you." Now, for the first tenth of a second, my logic kicked in, which was, well, that's impossible. That car is 200 feet behind me going in the opposite direction from me. But I stopped. And an interesting thing happened. So here I am backing out. This car is way over there. I stop. And about a second later, another car goes, round, just like that. I didn't see it because the truck was in my way. And that car evidently didn't see me because the truck was in the way. So that car was going to hit me. Not that car, but that car. All right? I am very glad I trusted my intuition. If I was someone who was very into being logical and precise at all times, I would have said, I'm backing up. But I trusted my intuition. And we have to have trust in an intimate relationship as well. That's what happens a lot in our lives. We receive intuitive guidance, and it's coming in like a stream. But because of all the log jams in our life, what we end up sensing is a trickle. And now we can't act on it, and we may not even recognize it. And all that guidance that is there for us, we miss, all right? The subtractive part of intuition is how do we remove the logs in that stream? How do we get rid of the leaves and the twigs? Those leaves, those twigs, those logs have to do with your personality, your weaknesses, your biases, old injuries that you hold on to, fears and anxieties. All of those things will clog up your ability to receive intuitive guidance because it's going to get processed through those fears, through those memories. And it may come out the other end looking very different from what it started. All right? So tonight, in addition to giving you a couple of exercises that might help you over time if you practice them, enhance your intuition, I would like to help you understand better what are your weaknesses. What fears do you have that everybody has that get in your way so that you can't receive the guidance that's there for you? I truly believe that we are being guided all the time and that there is information out there and up there that is coming our way. It just gets filtered through us. And if we are not in the best place, we will not filter it out in a way that we can understand it or that will serve us in the best way possible. So the message might be, go, do it, right now. Sign up for that college course, do it now. And it gets filtered through, I don't know, it's going to cost too much money, my spouse is going to be upset, I got 3 kids to take, maybe I'll wait, I don't know. And you wait 3 weeks and you sign up and they say, oh, I'm sorry, that course is filled. But next fall it'll be ready, you can try again then. You're going, oh, okay. You missed an opportunity. Now you may not know it was an opportunity, you may just say, okay, I can sign up, I'll do it later. Maybe you will. But maybe everything was primed. Maybe you were supposed to take that course, it was going to inspire you. Maybe you were going to meet somebody who was going to be a big part of your life. Now you'll never know. How do we know it's your ego? It's fear-based, basically. All right? The things that we are angry about, the things that we're afraid of, the things that we're attached to. I can't let go of this because I won't have the car that I like. What if I can't pay my bills and I have to give up my car and drive an old Chevy instead? Right? Those are the things that have to do with our ego. The other thing about intuition, I just want to say parenthetically, whenever I've gotten warnings, they don't scare me. I'm not getting, be careful, and my heart's pounding. It doesn't come like that. I get, be careful, but my heart doesn't pound. When I heard, stop, that car is going to hit you, I didn't go, huh! I went, that's curious. All right? Another time I was literally walking down the street on a walk, a long walk, had my iPod thing, I'm listening to music, da-da-da-da. We had a gentle rain prior to that, so the street was kind of wet. Not many puddles, wasn't a heavy rain, but the street was dark. But I was walking underneath trees, so there'd be these spots that were completely dry because the rain hit the leaves. But then there were these spots that were wet, little puddles. Not much, wasn't much of a rain. I'm walking down a hill, kind of like this. I got music going. I'm feeling good. I hear, stop! And I go, what was that? All right? And the next thought I hear is, be very careful. Now these are not audible. This is just in my head. But I'm not scared. It's not like making me afraid. It's more like, what the heck was that? So I said, but I'm going to be careful. So I start to walk like this. Like, why am I careful? And I step in a puddle. It's about yay big. And I go, whoa, it was oil. It wasn't water. If I was going like this, I would have upended myself and went slamming down on the pavement. Somebody was looking out for me. My larger point was I wasn't afraid. When there's a blizzard and my daughters are driving 3 hours to get home and there's a blizzard, and I go, what if they get in an accident? Oh my God. Am I thinking that because it's psychic and intuitive? If I'm afraid, I almost always say, if I'm afraid, it's not intuition. That's just my fears. My father fears coming up. When I get messages that are warning me of something or alerting me to something, it's very gentle. And I kind of go, well, that's interesting. And that's how intuition is a lot of the time. You just kind of go, why am I thinking that? All right? If you get a lot of fear associated with it, chances are it's not intuition. It's your own stuff coming up, which we all have. Every father is concerned about their daughters driving in a blizzard, I'm sure. All right? But once I said that's not my intuition, I relaxed. All right? If I was a worrier, I go, oh my gosh, why am I thinking that? Must be for a reason. No, I'm just worried because I'm a father. All right? So, I will stop here. My hope is that you've gotten a little better idea of some of your drawbacks, some of your weaknesses, which we all have, which you have to start changing so that you can remove some of the logs that are in the stream that are blocking the intuitive flow. And I'm hoping you might try some of these exercises, particularly the window exercise where you step out and you talk to the younger you. Or Randomly just wake up in the morning and think about any memory from childhood, any memory, good or bad. And then say to yourself, if that wasn't a random thought, why would it have relevance? Does it have relevance? Chances are it does.